Hey, good morning or good afternoon. uh, this is Ogles Fish Room. Just wanted to, I haven't done a video in a while. Haven't really changed things too much, but I have moved some fish around. And this is still the 75 here. It's got a lot of wood, a lot of structure. The fish right up here hanging from the top, that's long and slender, is called a farewella. I've had him for about a month now. He's doing very well. Sometimes they live, sometimes they don't. He's rather large. I would say he's 8, 9 inches long. I'm trying to get his head. It's kind of a long, pointy thing. I don't know if you can see him very well, but anyway, that's a farewella, sometimes called a whiptail cat. And that's what he does. He just latches onto the wood and he's got kind of a sucker mouth, and he scrapes algae off the side of the wood. As you can see, there's a lot of wood in this tank. I want to kind of move around a little bit so you can see some of the caves and things I have going on here, which I'm really happy with. I put a ton of these gray river rock in here that are from Lowe's. These are my angels. We've got a marble here in front, white platinum in the back there. This is crooked fin here in the front. His dorsal, I'm trying to get a silhouette there of his dorsal, was crooked when he got to me. And the long torpedo-shaped fish behind him are called Siamese algae eaters. They're rather large. They're about 4 inches. Let's see what else we got. There's actually a white skirt tetra right there in the middle of the screen with the black skirt tetra. Those two, I have moved some of their friends over to a different tank, but these two were not allowing me to catch them. As you can see, there's so much structure in here that to try to catch a fish out of here is not an easy task. Anyway, I just love what I've done here. I love all the caves. I love all the rocks. I love all the structure. To me, it's really enjoyable to watch. And all these lights turn blue at night. I have a controller on all my lights. These are called submersible lights that I have on top of the tanks, and they have this is the daytime view, which is white, and then at night I turn them all to blue, which looks like moonlight. And I absolutely love coming in here at night and watching the fish as well. It's just very peaceful. There's not a whole lot of fish, but there's a lot of structure, a lot of plants, just a lot of things going on, and it's very enjoyable for me. I'll tell you what, we'll start over here. This is a 10-gallon column tank. I have several of these. You can see the white skirts in here as well. There's a black skirt somewhere. There's a snail up there on the piece of wood. This is a large piece of wood. Sorry, I'm running into my heater here. Piece of spider wood right here on the side, and then this large piece of wood, which I have had for years and years and years. That thing was just breathtaking. It's huge. I had to cut a piece off the top to get it in this tank. It still sticks out a couple inches. But anyway, there's not a whole lot in here. I moved there was a betta in here, and I moved him to a different tank. I wanted to put these fish right here in this tank because to me I just thought they were too small for the big 75. Anyway, we've got a little right here is, oh, I thought it was something else. It's actually a snail that I need to take out of there. Well, I guess he's not hurting a whole lot, but it's not the kind of snail I like. Anyway, we got this is a ghost shrimp right here underneath the snail. I have several of those in here. I was telling my doctor this morning, matter of fact, that these are, a lot of people buy these for feeders to feed their large fish. There's another one right here. But I use them for cleaners. As you can see, their little feet are moving constantly. They're constantly getting in the little crooks and nannies and, or nooks and nannies, or crannies, or one of those. Anyway, they get in little places that other fish can't get to clean all the food particles that I was trying to explain to him is what really messes up the water quality when people feed too much and they don't have something in there eating all that. So I put ghost shrimp in all my tanks. There's a little guy down there. Anyway, that's that one. Next to it is a 29. Let me back up here a little bit. Show you the size of this. This is pretty sizable. Sorry about the scratches on the front. I actually, I won't tell you that story. Anyway. One of the pet stores called me one day and said that somebody had thrown a very large, well, it's not huge tank, but it's a 29 gallon, this tank, in the garbage container out back. And, but it had gravel in it, so it was very hard, nobody could seem to get it out. So I decided to go over and check it out. And getting it out, a lot of the gravel that was inside this tank scratched the tank, but it has not leaked a drop, and it's just been a fantastic, it's a huge tank. It's sitting on a stand. There's the 15 gallon down here that's got let's see, the real white ones are called blind cavefish, and the other ones are I call them scissor tails, but I think they're called silver tips. That's what they are. Anyway, I just have them down there for activity because I'm certainly not getting down there on the ground and looking at them, so they provide enough entertainment for me up here. Anyway, I had to cut 2 large pieces of wood to put on the top of this tank. You can see how much bigger this tank is than the one below. To support the tank, but it's 2 large 2x6s under this tank. And anyway, let me try to do a little close-up. There are a lot right in the middle below with the kind of torpedo shape with the black stripe down the middle is called a pencil fish. It's actually technically a Beckford's pencil fish. I don't know why I like them so much. I've just ordered some more for next Tuesday from the pet store. They're just fascinating to me. They're nice little fish. They don't bother anybody. They have very tiny mouths, so you have to really grind the fish food up between your fingers when you feed to get it in there. Of course, the other fish in here don't have huge mouths, but Beckford's pencil fish has very, very small mouths. We have a combination right in front of you. The fish that are more silver looking with the black and white dorsal and pectoral fins are called Pristella tetras. Even the albino right in the middle is a Pristella tetra. It's just an albino. He's right in front of another fish called a lemon tetra. I'm trying, usually they scare easily, so I'm trying not to get too terribly close. The one that just came out has the silver stripe down the side, but a little more girth to him, was a black neon. I love how I planted this. I have sand substrate in all my tanks. I do not like all that dirt and other things that people do to try to make the plants grow. As far as I'm concerned, I stick with plants that do fine in sand. These are Vallisneria plants that are very common. I, of course, bought them from the pet store, but you could go down to a creek and find them in Florida. I personally wouldn't recommend it if you don't want to lose your hand to an alligator. But anyway, but I love these plants. They're very flowy, and I just enjoy that. Anyway, I pretty much stick with 3 different types of plants. Let's see here. The Vallisneria is the long grassy looking stuff, and it grows very tall all the way up to the surface and then some, as you can see. The smaller ones here are a family of Cryptocorin. There are many different types of this plant, but they're all in the family of Cryptocorin. This is called Wente Green, and they will get much larger. I will show you a big one in a few minutes in another tank. And then you have the Anubias, which grows on wood. There's Anubias roots. They basically attach to, they're from Africa, they basically attach to a rock or a piece of wood, and in order to survive, because they usually live in rivers that are moving very quickly, and the substrate gets disturbed, and they actually can't survive in the soil. If you planted this in the soil, the root's going to die. So it's designed for this. It basically, the roots and the leaves pull nutrients from the water. Anyway, that's that tank. We are going to move on a little bit here. This is a 5-gallon over here. This has my female. Where is she? There she is. My female betta. Usually bettas are not this pretty. This particular one is called a veil tail. If you're familiar with female bettas, and she's not wanting to be in the camera right now. There she is. Isn't she gorgeous? Not only is the color gorgeous, the teal, but her fins are more elongated and pointy. Usually the females, everything is round. The dorsal fin is round, the pectoral fin is round. Nothing is elongated like on this particular fish. Again, this is called a veil tail female. You do not see these very often. This one I got at PetSmart. Most of my fish I get at Pet Supermarket. Well, she's left the scene here. Anyway, this is a, oh, she was only $3.99, by the way, is the point I was trying to make. Very inexpensive when the female bettas. Okay, this is for a 5-gallon. I think I've planted this beautifully. This has got, these are, oh shoot, dwarf water lilies. They're absolutely gorgeous. Again, I have several shrimp in here, ghost shrimp, rocks for structure, holding the piece of wood up with the Anubias on the wood, as you can see. Now this particular Anubias is a smaller variety called Nana Petite. There's, see, was in the back. Got some Vallisneria in here as well. This little plant here is the Cryptocorin Wente. This, I haven't had this dwarf water lily too terribly long, and it's just doing beautifully. You just have to kind of get these in the right position. As you can see, it's put up tendrils to the top that have leaves getting more sun from the light. Okay, try not to spend too much time on that. This particular tank, let me back up here, is long. This is 30 inches long. It is called a 20 long for obvious reasons. We're going to move to the left in just a minute. That is called a 20 high. You can see the difference here. Anyway, this is beautiful. Another dwarf water lily right here in front of you, and to the left is a Cryptocorin Wente red. You can see how dark red this plant is, and it's just where it needs to be really growing well. I've got the lights just perfect for its particular growth. The big leaf things are the Anubias again. I stick with 3 plants pretty much, 3 to 4 plants. The Vallisneria, which is the grass looking stuff, the Anubias, which grows on wood, which I can put anywhere. I can attach it to the wood, I can glue it to the wood, I can tie it with thread to the wood. I prefer that over rocks. Now these, the cryptocorin, do need to be in the substrate. So does the Vallisneria. So does the dwarf water lily. Anubias in the background there. Now these very fast-moving fish. Well, the one right in front of you is a sunset gourami. The 3 fast ones, well, there's 4 or 5 here, are zebradanios. They are tough little fish. In the old days, and I'm going back to when I'm 70 right now. When I was 5 years old and got my first tank, I would actually catch this type of fish out of the creeks, and you just couldn't kill these. These were perfect for acclimating your tank, getting your tank to cycle. They were just great. They do move a lot, and not everybody likes that. So, to me, they're serve a purpose. They like the upper strata of the tank. Some of the other, where's my, okay, that's an albino Cory cat right there. I've got several of those, like 6 or 7 in here. This is another sunset gourami. That's a female, I believe. The darker ones, which I don't see at the moment, but there are 4 in here. Okay, let me go back a little bit. This is very thick foliage. This tank has just grown beautifully. I'm very happy with this. Okay, I'll let you see that for a second. We need to kind of move on. I don't want to take too much of your time here. But here's a couple of darker sunset gouramis over here to the right. Anyway, that's very pretty. That's one of my favorite tanks. Here's excuse the rolling of my chair. Woo, and the noise of my chair. Okay, here's the tall 20. Now, right now, I have taken a lot of fish out of the sunset gouramis that you just saw were over here. Several of the albino catfish were over here. And the lemon tetras were over here. I wanted to try moving a couple of my angelfish over here, which I have not done yet. So this only has a couple of the, I don't see anybody moving right now. It has 2 of the albino Cory cats and several coolie loaches, which, as I said, I don't see right at the moment, but it's still a very pretty tank. Very set up well. That's a sponge filter in the back, which I absolutely love, and you all know that. Okay, that's that tank. This is my guppy tank, which has a gazillion babies in it. I don't know if you can see them very well. Some are grown up a little bit, and some are tiny, because there are many generations in here. I need to correct my sponge filter is moved off on its own back there. Anyway, there's a male I have 2 males there with the big tails. Those are male fancy guppies. All the other ones are babies that are just different generations. And there's a bunch of them in here. Yeah, I'm very happy with that. Excuse the cord there, out of the way. Okay, let's see. We're coming into the home stretch here. Okay, these are a row of my column tanks, 10-gallon columns. Let's see. Oh, there he is. Okay, this is, you don't see these very often. This is a betta, but it's a kind of a rare one called a rose tail. It's very fluffy. They were trying to make it look like the petals of a rose. The tail is very, well, fluffy is the best word I can come up with. I think he's gorgeous. And the black is very rare as well. I was very lucky to find him at one of the pet supermarket stores. Actually, I got him back on Black Friday after Thanksgiving. They were having a half off sale. And they're not ridiculously expensive. They run between $10 and $15 a piece. And I think, I know that I got him at half price. Yeah, I'm trying to get you a close up of him because he is just breathtaking when you see him close. See, I'm pretty. I'm a pretty boy. But he's fluffy. He's fluffy. I like the way I've designed his tank. Well, okay. I'm not sure. Okay. In the very back there, I'm not sure if you can see him. He just moved behind a piece of wood. All these are bettas, but this particular one is called a crown tail. They've been bred where their fins are separated instead of together, and hence the word crown. And I was hoping he would come back, but he's gone away. Anyway, this is his tank that we have. I don't know if you can see them, but we have several coolie loaches that run around here. Well, it's kind of nap time for them right at the moment, actually. Well, I'm sorry he didn't come back. He's very pretty. He's actually dark red. See if who's out over here. Okay. This is called a veil tail. He's considered a common betta, very inexpensive, usually literally only $4 to $6. Because of his style of finnage has been around the longest, so they just don't command a whole lot of money. When they come up with new styles, then they're more expensive. But I think he's gorgeous. He's kind of pinky, whitish body with pink fins, and the white one there is called a bristlenose plecostomus. He's a baby. He will not get like the other plecostomus, which will outgrow your tank. He will only get 4 inches, but he's a cutie, and he helps keep the glass clean. That's what his job is. Anyway, there's him. Let me pull back and show you his tank, which I'm very proud of, actually. The big plant, of course, is the anubias on a piece of wood. You can see the roots there. I'm coming into the home stretch here, guys. Sorry I talked so long. Anyway, I haven't done a video in a while, and I just wanted to kind of do one and show any of the changes that you might not have seen. Shoot. Okay, this has a dark blue crown tail, which I was hoping he would be out and about, but I don't see him right at the moment. Okay, well, poop. Sorry about that. Okay, let's take a little gander back in there, see if I can see him anywhere. He's a beauty as well. Okay, well, sorry about that. Okay, we're going to close on this guy. And I know we're not. We're going to go over here to the 75. Thanks again for watching. Sorry it took so long. I do have a tendency to talk a little bit. This is Ogles Fish Room signing off. I hope everybody has a wonderful day, a wonderful week, a wonderful month, and a fantastic, prosperous new year. Take care now. Thanks again. This is Ogles Fish Room signing off. Bye-bye.